This is beyond cringe, beyond coochie, clengy. Thanks for that. Thanks for that festive experience. You got it. Why did you do that to all of us? You deserve it. Don't ask questions. Please watch this new video from the B1M. Why New York billionaires rows half empty.
This is Billionaires Row. You've probably seen these buildings on social media. They're a stretch of homes in New York City that only the world's richest people can afford to live in.
Billionaires Row here in New York City set off a super slender skyscraper revolution. Today, those towers are an astounding display of wealth, prestige, and engineering firsts. But they're also kind of empty.
No, we didn't see this. You guys literally also watch XQC, and XQC probably saw this, okay? It's the most annoying thing when motherfuckers are like, I saw this already. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you, okay? Like, I'm sorry that, like, the dude who streams 17 hours every day already fucking watched it, and you watched it with him, okay? Jesus Christ.
Back on the ground, finding an apartment for us non-billionaires is, well, take it from a New Yorker.
New York City housing is a scam. It is a scam. Woo!
3 years ago this very week, we released a video called The Rise and Rise of New York's Billionaires Row. But now we want to look at its legacy. How did it come about? Why are so many of those apartments still sitting empty? And what does all that mean for the world of wealth and construction and the city itself?
Midtown Manhattan. It is here that one of the first skyscrapers was built.
New York is about building the tallest building and then coming back and building a taller building.
There is only one Billionaires Row in the world, and it's in New York City. And it's on
Oh, that's our
57th
guy.
Street, and it's all for profit.
He's the lonely man.
Beverly Hills has its mega mansions, but when it comes to sheer stratospheric cost, New York City really may have them beat.
Oversupply in the sky. You actually look down on the Empire State Building.
Worth it.
It is a safety deposit.
Hasan, I asked a Turkish friend of mine if they knew you. Their answer was that you belong to a religious terrorist gang. Is that true? I'm sorry, what? Do I even strike you as a religious person, particularly? Like, you met a Turkish person who said I was a fucking Gülenist or something? Who not only is a fucking zealot and a religious cult, but even worse than that, a religious cult that works at the behest of the State Department? Like the American CIA asset, Fethullah Gülen. Hasan, I met a student from America here in Germany yesterday by chance. After I asked him if he knew you, he said with a laugh, This Hasan is a terrorist. All Americans hate him. May I have your opinion? Why does he think so? Wow, this guy is... Hasan, you were a streamer and also a role model for some. Bro, he went from look at these R words to Hasan, you're a streamer and also a role model for some. To put a person down like that is not nice of you. Apologize to him and just ban him. This could lead to psychological problems with him. This guy hates America. Do you also own Krugerrand gold coins to make tax-free payments? Saw it today at the golf club. Smile. What? Where is this going? What is this dude on? Anyway, what is this one? Wait, hold on. We're going to get to the Billionaires Row video in a second. This is a 4chan chatter who chat likes this to say, "Ayo, look at Hasan's chat." The common wisdom is that China is the more stable state due to how it handled COVID. Here's an interesting counterfactual. Could a China that underwent 800,000 deaths and leadership crises and recurrent waves be as stable as America is today after all that? Wait, what the fuck? I love this counterfactual. America is super stable, bro. You're right.
In the
Keep
sky
going.
for some of the richest people in the world.
Some of the buildings on Billionaires Row are quite beautiful and amazing constructs, but we're at a moment in society where there's a widespread great reckoning with the abuses of power and the concentrations of wealth.
Just south of Central Park sit some of the most exclusive homes anywhere in the world. There are no official gates to Billionaires Row, but the name refers to a handful of buildings on and around West 57th Street. Nestled alongside iconic New York landmarks like Carnegie Hall, the Russian Tea Room and the Plaza Hotel, you'll also find 432 Park Avenue, 53W53, 111W57, 157 and Central Park Tower. A little further out you have 220 Central Park South, 520 Park Avenue and 252 East 57th Street.
Now, it wouldn't be a B1M video if we didn't look at the engineering of these incredible, mind-bendingly slender towers. Skyscrapers have been getting progressively taller and thinner for years, but...
Yeah, except one of them, the most famous one, is currently being sued because of how unlivable the fucking tower is and how much it shakes too, even when you're not like considering having the elevators not run, when you're considering the fact that like apparently there's like leaking shit like that. Even when you don't consider all that, the tower just shakes.
Billionaires Row has given rise to a whole new breed of skyscraper entirely. The super slender residential tower.
One of them literally melts cars. Yeah. Dude, I think it's perfect though. Like, billionaires deserve to be in that janky ass fucking tower of like that represents the audacity that humans have. That like they would fucking rather, build an ivory tower so fucking tall and so insane in a real estate market where like, I don't know, with a real estate market that's like so bananas. They deserve that. They deserve that shit. Let them forcibly live in that shit.
Comes at a premium, which means if you want to build big, you've got to build up. To develop the small sites they'd secured with buildings tall enough to offer Central Park views, developers on Billionaires Row spent years acquiring the air rights for the properties around their lots.
Let's be real, none of them live there though, totally, of course. They just own it.
That meant they could combine those new air rights to build their property taller and ensure those nearby buildings couldn't block their newly built views of Central Park. It's kind of like piecing together a very expensive puzzle. New York's building code considers a building slender if it has a width-to-height ratio of 1:7, but the towers over on Billionaires Row go far beyond that. 157 was the first of the bunch to complete in 2014 with a ratio of 1:8. Then came 432 Park Avenue with a ratio of 1:15. From there, 53 West 53rd, 111 West 57th Street and Central Park Tower all joined the ranks of super slender skyscrapers on Manhattan's skyline. Today, the thinnest of the bunch is 111 West 57th Street. The 85-story building is officially the world's thinnest skyscraper. It's just 18 metres wide but rises to 435 metres in height. That's a width-to-height ratio of 1:24. Put it next to the Empire State Building or One World Trade Center and you start to get an idea of just how astoundingly thin these new super slender buildings really are. But building so slender comes with its own unique structural challenges. Stiffening the structure is the key to maintaining stability. The materials have to be strong enough to keep the building steady, and concrete is often used to construct the core of the building. And of course, when you're 400 meters in the air, you have to think about the wind. To keep the building from swaying too much, 111 West 57th Street has an 800-ton tuned mass damper or giant swinging weight at the top, which works almost like a shock absorber in a car. Skyscrapers are always going to move a bit in the wind, but the goal is to reduce the sway enough so residents don't notice. Central Park Tower and 53W53 both have setbacks that help to break up strong air currents and reduce the overall wind load acting on the building. And over at 432 Park Avenue, engineers left out the glass on the mechanical floors to let the wind flow through the structure. Of course, we do have to acknowledge some of the issues that have cropped up now that construction's finished. Residents of 432 Park Avenue sued the developers for a series of construction issues, including flooding, power outages, faulty elevators,
oh, there it is,
and a noise caused by the building swaying in the wind.
There it is.
We reached out to CIM Group for comment on this lawsuit, but no one's come back to us. Now, there's a logic to the super slender tower. The taller you build, the more value you can squeeze out of that small plot of land that you were able to find on Manhattan Island. But these towers have even fewer units than similar buildings. Just take 111 West 57th Street. It has 60 units across 85 stories. Now, compare that to the Trump World Tower, built 20 years earlier, and you'll see that has 376 units.
Myth is here. We're currently watching Billionaires Row. And why it's... Dude, you smell great. Wait, is that Hermes? Yeah. I think I have the same cologne that you do. No.